It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Thursday, the 8th of August. I'm Michael Groff. Just want to take a moment to thank the folks that help support this channel, make everything possible. Thank you for your donations. And if you want to get in on all of that, then you can donate to us by clicking the thanks icon below the video here on YouTube or donating to us via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. A few showers and thunderstorms last night across south central Arizona, including Phoenix. Yes, some of you may have seen some precipitation, but for the most part, another dud night of monsoon activity. And once again today, scattered showers and thunderstorms will fire up across northern and eastern Arizona. They'll make their way toward the lower deserts. Will we see anything here in Phoenix? If we do, where, when, how much? Now, as we head into the weekend, it looks like some drier air will come in here, and we will see temperatures heating up once again. But as we go to the first half of next week, there is at least a possibility of a brief return of better rain chances around here. So we'll talk about all of that and everything else, answer your questions as best we can as we dive in. First, the almanac from yesterday, 104 degrees was the afternoon high. How refreshing. It's like autumn. 106 and 84 the averages. The morning low, by the way, 81 degrees that you see there. That is the coolest low temperature we've had here since June the 18th. Hard to believe we're getting excited about lows in the low 80s and highs just a couple of degrees below average, but that's been the kind of summer it has been. Still, we are on pace for the hottest summer on record, and I don't think anything's going to change that. 1/100th of an inch of rain officially in the bucket last night at Sky Harbor. Outside now, just before 6 o'clock, 90 degrees at Sky Harbor under scattered clouds, but it is air you can wear. You're going to be swimming out there this morning as you go to your car or take a walk, because look at that dew point up at 70. It's just very tropical out there. 52% the relative humidity, winds light, barometer steady. I always hate when people say it's a dry heat here in the summer, because many times, especially July, August, parts of September, it is not. Not with a dew point of 70. Absolutely not. Upper level weather pattern across the nation right now. High pressure still the dominant feature here across the southwest. We've got that little upper low, that inverted trough that came through here. And that's kind of beginning to weaken, shear out, but still moisture and some upper level dynamics will give rise to scattered showers, thunderstorms, and maybe a few strong storms this afternoon, especially across northern Arizona, as we'll talk about in a moment. We still have the circulation there. That is Tropical Storm Debbie. That's weakening, but it is now beginning to get picked up by the westerlies. It'll move off to the north and northeast, and that should create some problems for the middle and upper Atlantic coast. The watch warning map, still those tropical storm warnings, parts of North Carolina. A tornado watch for eastern North Carolina, flood warnings, flood watches. They extend all the way up to parts of the northeast, those flood watches. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings for Texas, Oklahoma, some of the adjacent states, the Gulf Coast. Here in Arizona for Maricopa County, we've got an air quality alert, once again for elevated ozone levels today. The convective outlook, obviously with Debbie and that circulation there, we've got that risk of severe storms, that potential for some isolated tornadoes. Now here in Arizona, just updated here is this marginal risk of severe storms that's been placed across northern and northwest Arizona. Basically, it's from about the Maricopa-Yavapai County line up to the north and northwest. This includes places like Prescott, Camp Verde, Strawberry, Sedona, Flagstaff, Winslow, Williams, the Grand Canyon, Kingman, and Page. So if you're heading up there, be aware that there's a possibility that the strongest storms could produce winds, some damaging straight line winds, maybe a microburst or two like we saw in Scottsdale the other night with those storms. Some decent damage out there, and we have some photos on that we'll show here either tomorrow if I'm able to do a video, or at some point when we show photos. And so that's a risk to be aware of. Now, here in Phoenix, again, we're not in that marginal risk, but any one storm during the monsoon can always become severe. So be aware of that. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Thursday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, not a lot, generally at or under 1/10 of an inch. But whenever we show you this graphic, you know your amount will vary. And during the monsoon, we can always see more than what's shown here in any one given spot, just as we've seen the last several days. So let's get into the details of this forecast now. To do that, we explore the models, take a look at things. This is the GFS. There it is. It's the 06Z run. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Got an upper low trough coming into the Great Lakes. We got the circulation of Debbie. That's being picked up by that aforementioned system. And then here in the southwest, high pressure in control. What it means down to the surface for the rest of the day today and this afternoon. Partly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see scattered showers and storms this afternoon firing up across northern and eastern Arizona. And for the most part, they should still make their way toward the lower deserts. Exactly how that plays out remains to be seen, though. And let's talk about it as we take you through the high-res models. By the way, high temperatures this afternoon will still be pretty close to seasonal averages, 101 to 106. All right, here's our convective allowing models. This is the HRRR, the high-resolution rapid refresh. And this is at 6 p.m. this afternoon, and it shows an area of showers and storms kind of descending toward the west-southwest off the rim toward the lower deserts. And by 8 p.m., it's kind of got these storms fizzling out and mainly affecting northern Maricopa County, the northern part of the Phoenix metro area, Northwest Valley, basically from around maybe Goodyear up to Surprise, over toward Carefree, Cave Creek, North Scottsdale. Far northern Phoenix, much of the South and East Valley would be dry in this scenario. But again, obviously these high-resolution models, they will not always be completely accurate. They struggle during summer thunderstorm seasons. Although again, on our big hyped event from Tuesday, at least hyped by other sources of weather, not by us, the HRRR did a pretty fantastic job at assessing that situation. Let's take a look. This is the WRF model, the WRF. Again, this is this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and it's got a couple of clusters of showers and storms here. One off to the north and east of us across Gila and extreme eastern Maricopa County. Another one down there by Tucson and up toward Pinal County. And the southeastern Arizona storms move to the north and west. The ones to the north and east of us are moving to the west-southwest, so you get colliding outflow boundaries, and that should set the stage for showers and storms to kind of blow up across the south-central deserts. But the WRF indicates that most of the storm activity will be over the southeast half of the metro. Basically, again, drawing a line from around Buckeye to Goodyear to central Phoenix to Scottsdale. Anywhere kind of south and east of that would see some precipitation. Anywhere north and west of that, probably not much of anything. Again, is that going to be how it plays out? Not necessarily. The bottom line when looking at these models is there is a risk of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, but they will be scattered in nature and not everybody's going to get wet. We don't anticipate a big widespread storm outbreak. But with higher humidity levels and still some instability around, and without much precipitation yesterday, the atmosphere should be in pretty good condition for showers and storms to form, and they should at least survive into the valley, especially since we don't anticipate 110 or 115 degree heat here. Otherwise, tonight, partly cloudy with that chance of evening storms. Lows will generally be in the 80s. Tomorrow, we start to dry out. High pressure moving off to the east, and the flow aloft turns more south-southwesterly. And still, there will be some isolated afternoon showers and storms. Can't completely rule them out around here. High temperatures will warm up a few degrees, around 105 to 109 going into the weekend. Hot and relatively dry. Isolated showers and thunderstorms possible each afternoon and evening, though. High temperatures, 108 to 112 for Saturday, around 110 on Sunday. Going into next week, the ridge starts to build back a little bit, strengthens or weakens a bit as it does, but we have this trough off to the north and west of us that we're going to have to watch and see how that evolves. All right, so high temperatures are going to back off again a little bit. Highs probably 103 to 108, give or take, with widely scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms. And Monday could actually turn out to be a more active day. We'll just have to see because the GFS indicates some type of disturbance perhaps moving in here as well Monday afternoon and Monday night to help enhance storms. Tuesday, again, widely scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms. High temperatures still around 103 to 108, more or less the same thing as we go out to Wednesday. But maybe storm coverage starts to diminish just a bit as drier air continues to work in here thanks to a trough off to the north and west of us. A week from today, this is Thursday the 15th. Troughing sits over the Great Basin. Not a really strong trough, but certainly enough to push the flow aloft out of the south and west. And that should generally keep storms confined to the eastern mountains and the southeastern part of the state. We would be dry. The only good news in this setup is that we would not be particularly hot, just average heat for August. Highs probably somewhere between about 103 to 107 if that verifies. Going out 10 days, this is Saturday the 17th, and again, troughing sits over the Pacific Northwest and into the Great Basin. The flow aloft is generally out of the south and west as our subtropical ridge is elongated, kind of stretched out from northern Mexico up across the Plain States and into maybe the western Great Lakes. So in that kind of a configuration, we would again be under southwest flow. Relatively dry conditions would be with us. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix, and this goes out through the 22nd of August off the GFS ensemble. Kind of interesting, a big spread here in the outcomes. The ensemble mean's up about an inch. You got a couple of individual members that are over 2 inches, okay? The European ensemble has a pretty big spread too because the control member is way up over an inch. It's about almost an inch and a quarter, but the ensemble mean is only about a quarter of an inch. So the models indicate a fair bit of spread out here, and I have to believe that is partially to do with how they handle this ridge for next week in the incoming trough, because we do have some of our ensemble guidance that really don't show much of a trough at all, and some even try to drag a tropical system up our direction. Again, I don't see that happening either. All right, looking at rainfall, or looking at temperatures off of the national blend of models. I have not had coffee yet this morning. Okay, we're going to get hot this weekend once again, although not record-breaking heat, but still toasty. And then next week, high temperatures just a shade, just a skosh above seasonal averages. And again, if the deeper troughing solution does materialize, temperatures would actually probably retreat closer to normal, maybe even a degree or two below normal, but with generally dry conditions. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is back here theoretically tomorrow morning. I have a surgery tomorrow, a little programming note here. I probably will not be able to do a video tomorrow. It depends on how I feel post-surgery. If you're wondering, it's not major surgery. It's that oxymoron known as minor surgery. Although I think any surgery is major, but it's just having a little thing removed. This is a good opportunity to talk about it. I have a little skin cancer, a little lesion, a little carcinoma that's going to be removed. And I don't even go out in the sun much. So this is a good opportunity to give you a little PSA whenever you're out in the sun, even if you're like me and you're basically a hermit, right? You avoid the sun, the daylight. You're kind of like a vampire. Which is, of course, understandable, especially here in the summer months. Still, you want to put on that sunscreen, or you want to have protection. You want to always be covered up as much as possible, wearing a hat, I know it can be uncomfortable to wear more clothing, but if you have, even just if it's baggy clothing, but it covers more of your body, that's a pretty good idea as well. The lightweight, light-colored clothing, the reflective clothing, that's always a good thing. If you can handle wearing a long sleeve shirt, even here in the summer, maybe not such a bad idea if you're working out in that sun, if you're out there in the sun a lot. Plus, we have more mosquitoes now, so, you can avoid some of those bug bites too. So that is probably a good idea. So I have that going on tomorrow. So I don't know if we're going to have a video tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that. If not, perhaps on Saturday, we can do Photo Friday then. All right. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for all of your support. And if you want to help us out further, you can like, subscribe, share, click that notification bell so that whenever a brand new video is posted, you'll get the alerts. Hopefully, theoretically, you will. Also, comments, questions, suggestions, always encouraged. And again, click that thanks icon below the video, make those monetary contributions, or donate to us via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Great site, great resources, great material. Check it out. That's my Michelle I'm talking about, so give her a look, give her videos, everything else. All the Michelle-related stuff linked up, not to mention our streaming station, 24/7, 365. It's available to you. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun with that, so give that a listen also. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. We could not do this without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. Have yourselves an absolutely beautiful rest of your Thursday.